ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Thurs Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. We begin at the World Junior Rowing Championships in Brazil, where the two-man team of Lex Fountain and William Stanhope were sixth in their heat of the men's double sculls 2,000 meters in a time of 7 minutes, 24.52 seconds. Now, this was history for the 242 as it marked the first time the Bahamas competed in a major rowing competition. From the FINA World Swimming Championships in Russia, Ariel Weish was back in the pool this morning for the prelims of the women's 100-meter freestyle. She touched the wall sixth in her heat, 58.07 her time. That was good enough for 54th overall. Team Bahamas will close out pool play tonight against the host team Puerto Rico at the FIBA America's Under-17 Central Basket Tournament. The Bahamas enters that game at 1-1 and needs a win to advance to the semifinals. Back here at home, the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series continuing last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The Ball State University Cardinals in the red taking to the floor against the hometown CTG Knights in the black. The Knights held their own in the first half, leading 14-12 after the first quarter and trailing just 24-23 at the half. Now in the second half, the visitors, they went to work. They took a 51-36 lead after three and coasted for a 74-53 victory.
I want to give a lot of credit to our opponent tonight. I thought they really played hard. They're a very fast team. I think their quickness surprised us a little bit, and I thought that that we got off to a slow start from our end. And I think that's a credit to them too. I thought they got off to a fast start, and that's why I was as close as it was in the first half.
We ran away from our strategy. We wasn't shooting the ball. You can't beat a team was hitting threes and you still trying to lay up the ball. And I told my shooters to shoot, and they refused to shoot. Every time they get the ball, they get put it on the floor. If you watch the other team, they had good transition ball movements, and they were releasing that ball. You shouldn't have the shooters shouldn't have to bounce the ball before they shoot the ball, and that's where we fall short. And then we lack a defense, and then we wasn't hitting the boards hard enough for the rebounds.
Now this year's Summer of Thunder has the full backing of BTC, who is now the official sponsor of the Bahamas Basketball Federation.
BTC's involvement is, I think it's very critical to the development of the basketball here in the Bahamas. BTC is known for, the forerunner in terms of sponsorship here in the Bahamas. We saw the need to lock down the sport into a 5-year contract.
The grant that we receive is not that sufficient to allow the amount of teams that the Federation needs to exit the country and represent the country. So definitely a partnership in with BTC which is most definitely needed, and is at the key of the success of the Bahamas Basketball Federation as it relates to the camps and developments that we hold throughout the islands every summer.
Come August 29th, Gladiator Championship Wrestling, in conjunction with Exceptional Entertainment, will put on Bash in the Bahamas at Arawak Key, and organizers promise quite a show.
We expect to see a crowd of 5,000 to 7,000 people, and we're going to entertain them for 3 hours. We have a music, we have a food, we have a t-shirt, merchandise, and besides that, we're going to have the superstars signing autographs for children.
What are some of the names of the wrestlers who will be coming in?
We have Tommy Dreamer, we have Al Snow, we have a lot of tag teams, the Hooligans from UK. We have 7 superstars from UK. So we're going to bring 22 gladiators, and we're going to show in Bahama how is to become a wrestler and how is a live event. So we have one star, one Bahamian star, and I hope he's gonna do well, and I hope the Bahamians, they coming to enjoy to see a Bahamian wrestler and future superstars and to endorse him. We have a one match, female wrestling match from UK and from United States.
It's gonna be an outdoor event. We hope weather doesn't affect that.
No. In a good event, an extreme event, people, they love to stay, even if it rains, sun, dark, whatever, we're going to be there, and the people is going to be there to endorse us and to enjoy an event. And also after this event, we're going to have 4 more events, wrestling and MMA, and then we're going to continue with the storyline, so we could bring every month events in Bahama.
The Emancipation Holiday weekend was a really busy one for sloop sailing in the country, but as Charles Fisher tells us, there may be a change moving forward.
4 regattas during the August Monday holiday weekend, and all wanting a piece of the pie, has resulted in Commodore Delworth Gibson doing what's best for the island and wanting to shift the sales to another date.
We are fighting with 4 other regattas for potential visitors, for potential funds, for potential airlifts. This is a huge problem for us on the committees and trying to stimulate this thing and get this thing to grow. We have to apply to the ministry for a date change, and we have to do that immediately.
The new date, he believes, will be in the best interest of the regatta fans.
We do have a date in mind that will be feasible, that we think it's workable, not only from our side, but from the government side. But of course, that has to meet with the regatta desk approval, and I don't want to preempt anything.
How soon will sailing and Auckland's fans get to know when this change will happen, if it does?
Well, it depends entirely on how the reaction we get from the ministry. Certainly we don't want to miss a year, but I can certainly say by 2017 we will have a change. We have a regatta now in August. The next date we'll be looking at is just a few months down the road. It's going to be difficult to pull off another one within that few months, even if it's not what we want, but we'll see how this thing goes.
Sounds good and a lot of sense. For ZNS Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Now the Black Point Exuma Class C Regatta also set sail over the holiday weekend, and in addition to the exciting competition on the water, there were also a lot of onshore activities, but as Julian Gibson tells us, one of those stood above all the rest.
Benson, only 5 creators showed up for the world-famous Ugly Man contest. Walter from Black Point, this chap from Farmers Key, Shabba, the defending champion from Black Point, Terrible T, also from Black Point, and from South Andrews, a newcomer to the Ugly Man, Randy Smith. After an elimination process, it was down to the top 3, Shabba, Terrible T, and Randy. Carting away with $500 in cold cash and $1,200 in prizes, Randy Smith, your new champion of the Ugly Man contest. Congratulations. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thanks a lot, Julian, and that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, the Bahamas Night comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.